Morgan Geekie's shooting percentage is falling off at exactly the wrong time for the Boston Bruins.
You're Locked On Bruins, your daily podcast on the Boston Bruins, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Bruins fans? I'm Ian McLaren, and this is a bonus episode of Locked On Boston Bruins, where we are going to discuss Morgan Geekie's struggling scoring rate as of late, as well as the struggling power play for the Boston Bruins, two key areas that really need to improve if this team has any chance of making the Stanley Cup playoffs. Let's just get right into it. Morgan Geekie's scoring has fallen off pretty drastically over the last couple of months. He's already set career highs in goals with 34 in 67 games. He's got a tie for his career high in points with 57 through 67 games, level with what he achieved last season in 77 games in terms of total points. The problem, though, is that his shooting percentage, which was bound to fall down, has done so at the worst possible time for the Bruins. He's still on pace for 41 goals, 69 points, but not at his current rate of production. And since the Olympic break, the Bruins have played 11 games. Morgan Geekie has 27 shots, only 2 goals over his past 11 games. And if you look back to the start of February, so a couple more games, he's only got 3 goals since the beginning of February. Now, he did score twice in the Stadium Series game against the Lightning in Tampa Bay. He scored in the first game back since the Olympic break, or the first game back after the Olympic break, and he scored once in a loss to Nashville. So that's 4 goals, since the beginning of November. The problem is he started off red hot, and there was this expectation that this is perhaps who he is after the amazing finish to last season. Don't forget, he was healthy scratched by Jim Montgomery. He responded to a tweet which said he was ice cold or whatever, and then just finished the season on fire. 33 goals. He had 9 goals in October to begin the season on a 33.3% shooting success rate. He had 11 goals in the month of November on 43 shots for a 25.6% shooting success rate. Cooled off a bit in December with 5 goals, although he did have 10 assists in that month as well for 15 points, 17.9% shooting that month. And then in January, he had 5 goals on 26 shots, so a 19.2% shooting percentage. This month of March, he's got 1 goal on 21 shots for a 4.8% shooting rate. Now, the reality is players level off usually around 10%. Like, that's the average, 10 to 15%, let's say, in terms of shooting percentage. Even with this bit of a fall down or a regression for Morgan Geekie, he's still at 21.8%. So he's not shooting enough to maintain a strong scoring rate, even at his current production. Like, it could fall even further. His career average is 16.4%. Last season, he kept going at 22%. So that was, 33 goals, 22% success rate. Right now, he's got 34 goals on a 21.8% success rate. And if he doesn't get out of this funk, it could be very detrimental to the Boston Bruins scoring hopes. And it's not just him, unfortunately. He has been playing on a line right now with Elias Lindholm, Tanner Jeannot, Mikey Eyssimont rotating in and out. none of those guys have been particularly effective since the Olympic break. Geekie's got 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. He's a -8 if you care about that stat. Elias Lindholm, 1 goal, 2 assists. He's a -9. And even with the promotion of Marat Husnudinov and Fraser Minton to the top line, those guys haven't really been producing much offensively either. Husnudinov's got 1 goal, 2 assists in those 11 games, and Fraser Minton with 1 lone goal over that stretch. Now they're helping defensively, they're helping create for David Pastrnak, but apart from the second line, which has been unreal, and Pavel Zacha is leading this team in scoring over the past 11 games with 12 points, level with Charlie McAvoy, who's also got 12 points. Zacha's leading the way with 7 goals. David Pastrnak, Victor Arvidsson, both with 4 goals and 7 assists over that stretch. Those 4 guys are averaging point per game or better over the 11 games since the Olympic break. Casey Middlestat chipping in as well, getting in on some of that action with his second line mates. But then it falls off. Geekie, 3 points. Elias Lindholm, 3 points. Husnudinov, 3 points. That's tied with Jonathan Aspero in terms of points since the Olympic break. Mason Lohrei with 1 point, although he's been playing very much improved hockey defensively, I should add. But your forwards, Minton, Corrali, Asimont, Jeannot, Kastelik, all chipping in just 1 point apiece. And Alex Steeves, who had been scoring, has only played 3 games, and he's got 0 points over that stretch. And even with the goal drought that he's on, Morgan Geekie still on pace for 41 goals, but if he cannot string together some goal scoring soon and get back to the form that we saw earlier, like, it could be a problem. And the issue is he needs to get his shooting rate up as well. The more you shoot, the better chance it's bound to go in at some point. And if you're not increasing your shot rate, and if you're not getting pucks on net with great regularity, then you're going to struggle to get out of this funk. He had a couple games recently where he only had 1 shot on net. He did have 3 last night, 2 the night before. But in order to work through this, then you have to get more shots on goal. And Morgan Geekie, he's got 2 power play goals since the beginning of February. And the power play is also an area that has been struggling for the Boston Bruins. And we'll talk about that here as the podcast continues. What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can put your sports IQ to work in real time with Robinhood prediction markets. It's not you against the house, it's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions live all game long and use your sports knowledge in the moments that matter. Robinhood prediction markets change the game. It's people moving the action, so when momentum shifts, you can move with it. I always knew the game, but never had a dynamic way to apply that knowledge. Now I can actually take part live in a market powered by people. You're no longer just a spectator. You can get in play by play. You decide. Trade every play with Robinhood, now available across the US. Download the Robinhood app now to begin. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm. College basketball is about to get nuts. Big games, tight spreads, momentum swings every single day. And there's always action on the board to get involved in. Now FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy into even bigger potential wins with a college basketball parlay profit boost. Build any college hoops parlay you want, rivalry games, ranked matchups, mix spreads, totals, and player props to match how you see the slate playing out. Then you can apply the profit boost and instantly bump up the potential payout. Go safe, go bold, ride with the team you've been following all season. It's your parlay, your style, now with more upside behind it. Head to fanduel.com to get started. That's fanduel.com. At FanDuel, you can play your game all tournament long here as March Madness gets underway. All right, we talk about Morgan Geekie scoring drying up a little bit here at the worst possible time for the Bruins. Elias Lindholm suffering from that as well. And it has trickled over to the power play as well. To begin the season, or up until like the Olympic break, the Bruins had a top 5 power play in the NHL, and it's still a top 10 unit right now. But over the last little bit, it has struggled mightily. And since the Olympic break, the Bruins rank 27th on the power play in the NHL. Very, very weird that they've just kind of fallen off in this regard. The Bruins had been playing pretty well on the power play thanks to Steve Spott and his tutelage there. For the Bruins, though, just not getting it done on the power play since the Olympic break. They've had 39 opportunities, which is second most in the NHL over that span. They've scored on only 5 of them for a 12.8% success rate. The New York Rangers, since the Olympics, they're going at 34.6% to lead the NHL. The Bruins power play is only better than Seattle, Winnipeg, Philly, Calgary, and St. Louis, teams that are not playing particularly well this season. So maybe it's as simple as Geekie and Lindholm struggled and the Bruins continue to struggle, but that's something they need to figure out and quick. They did get a power play goal last night from Pavel Zacha, and again, he's been one of the only effective Bruins as of late, and it's scary to think about what the Bruins would be doing without Pavel Zacha stepping up here over the last several games. That line has been the most consistent, the most potent, and they'll need that trio to keep going here as they get set to host the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow night. The Bruins 37-23-8 overall, 25-9-1 at home. And they absolutely must beat a Jets team that's only 11-15-5 on the road, a -13 goal scoring differential. Second meeting between these two teams, Bruins won 6-3 in that one, where Pastrnak scored 2 goals. Geekie still leads the team with 34 goals, but Zacha is coming on, and the Bruins need to keep that going. Now, I should add, while the power play has been struggling as of late, the Bruins penalty kill has drastically improved. For the season, the Bruins penalty kill ranks 23rd in the NHL. So all season long, it has not been very good at all. But since the Olympic break, the Bruins penalty kill is very, very effective. Over the last, the last 11 games, the Bruins penalty kill ranks 4th in the NHL. 88.9% success rate. Only Vegas, Seattle, and Minnesota have better success rates on the penalty kill. So the Bruins struggling mightily on the power play, thriving on the penalty kill. Before the Olympics, that was kind of flipped. They were struggling to kill penalties, but the penalty kill was playing, struggling to kill penalties while the power play was thriving. And now it's the exact opposite. And hopefully the Bruins can put it all together here over the remaining games in order to clinch that playoff spot. When it comes to scoreboard watching tonight, a couple games around the NHL, the Bruins will be looking at the Penguins taking on the Hurricanes. The Penguins in danger of falling out of the wild card race or the Metro playoff spot, but Sidney Crosby will be back for them, so that's a huge boost. Senators and Capitals. The Ottawa Senators are charging hard, looking to get into a wild card spot, and the Bruins will be looking to the Capitals to keep them from picking up any points tonight. Flyers, Ducks later on tonight as well. That could have some implications, although the Flyers are pretty well out of it. Thank you so much for tuning into this bonus episode of Locked On Boston Bruins. Please subscribe on your favorite podcast app and on YouTube if you have not done so already. Follow along at Locked NHL Bruins on social. Check out our Everydayer Club at lockedonbruins.supercast.com. You can get in on our March Madness pool by joining today. Use code March. You'll get a free month of the Everydayer Club. And it's all part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your favorite team every single day. Take care of yourselves, friends. Take care of each other. We'll talk to you again here on the next episode of Locked On Boston Bruins.